Here we are pulling into Frank Miller Lumber. They're a really, really big sawmill in Union City, Indiana. They have all kind of exotic stuff from all over the world. It's kind of a fascinating place. The main thing that they really produce is quarter sawn white oak, which is what we're using for this build. So kind of a perfect source for that. It was all really, really nice, very flat and straight. So that was awesome. The concrete floor in my shop is pretty wavy, so there's really no flat spot in there. So I ended up building these sawhorses that the tops of them are all adjustable. So with just a laser level and a little block with a pencil on it, you can get them all leveled up in 2 minutes, and it's just been super handy. Yeah. I wanted to be able to glue together like 40-foot runs of these boards. That way I could stagger the seams when I glued it all together, so I could just kind of cut them as to that 16-foot length, a little half lap joint or whatever they call that. Woodworking profession, this is referred to as clamping. Then this is unclamping. So with the boards being 16 feet long, there's no way I was going to be able to get a real perfect cut, nice and straight on those. So CNC is super handy on that. Some cheap Amazon panel clamps that I was pretty happy with. If you wonder what the lines are on there already, I just used a little ball nose end mill to basically draw the logo and the lettering on there, just to make sure everything was exactly how I wanted it before I committed, because it's a lot of work going in already to have everything off by 6 inches on accident. Then I went ahead and reran it with a bigger one. This took several hours to cut out. It was pretty cool. Glued a piece of 1/2-inch MDF on the underside of this so we could cut a way through it. That way the center of the O and the R and things like that would still be supported. But you can see I lost the middle of that R there. That came shooting out, so I had to make a new one and glue it back in. This is my second or third version of this little tipping cart here. It's always worked perfectly, but I always feel like it's gonna fall over, but it never does. It always makes me nervous though. think I used 13 gallons of epoxy on this portion. It does help to degas it. Otherwise you do wind up with teeny tiny little air bubbles in there. It's just a little vacuum chamber I got on Amazon. I do find that very satisfying to watch the bubbles all disappear. Drag it back over to flatten the whole thing back off on the CNC. You can see the MDF there on the back of it. A nice big 3-inch wide flattening bit in there with carbide inserts. This is an ebonizing solution. It's just vinegar and steel wool. And after about a week, you can start using it. And if you watch, you can kind of see that thing darkening up as we're leaving the room. It does make for a super cool looking finish. This is just a seal coat. I didn't film the flood coat. My camera guy wasn't there that day, but the seal coat looks pretty cool. Cutting all the pieces for the steel base. My buddy Kent briefly made an appearance. This is the big long rail that runs the length of the table, 6-inch little box beam there. I assembled all this up on the bed of the CNC because it's the only actually flat spot in the whole shop. In case you wondered why I was standing on there welding on top of MDF. Fortunately, they had a door right there. I was afraid I was going to have to weave through the whole building with this thing. locating pins, or 8, I guess. I was very relieved that it just clicked right down on there.